All right, it's that time of the day, guys. Time for another SoFi update as the stock's down about 1.25%, down 30 cents at about noon on the East Coast, as all the indexes except for the NASDAQ are in the green right now. So we're going to go over the charts, my thoughts, and we're going to break down maybe some other stocks and the indexes, which again, now the NASDAQ's going red, so we're going to cover a lot in this video. Hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Of course, take a sip of your coffee, guys. Come on, got the double espresso on deck. As always, cheers, and let's dive into it. So, SoFi, again, right now, is down 1.25%, about 30 cents in the red, trading at $23.35, which you might be like, oh man, SoFi's down. It's down, but look at this. Earlier this morning, we hit $24.50. You heard that right. We actually popped to almost a fresh, not all-time high, but a fresh high on this time frame. Look at this. We hit $24.50 this morning. And if I pop up the 1-hour chart, you guys probably remember after earnings on the 29th of July, where do we go? We went to $25 per share, right? $25.11 to be exact. So today we almost got back to that point. And what did I tell you guys? We covered all these gaps, right? We covered the 23.75 gap, the 25.11, 25 gap, which we haven't filled yet, but now we're trading within it. We covered all this stuff, right? Which is why you have to subscribe to the channel. Look, the ascending triangle we called out played out. We filled the gap to 23.75, which was the high shortly after earnings. We actually hit that about 2 days after earnings on a drawdown. So we obviously filled the gap there. We broke out of it, and now we're in this new window where, well, actually, on second thought, we crept into this new gap between $23.75 to $25. Now we're back under $23.75. So that's actually not ideal for the bulls in the very short term. But, guys, look, we're still above the 50 SMA on the 1-hour chart, which is good for the bulls. And overall, look, the uptrend is holding. We have a golden cross. We're still breaking out. So I think overall what to watch out for here, especially if you want to go long, maybe day trade this, swing trade it, maybe make some money in this window right here. Look for SoFi to retake 23.75 in the very short term. That's what I'm looking out for. So I'm going to set my alert there now, actually, before I forget. Let me do that. $23.75. And again, I'm telling you, if we're able to retake that, whether it's later today, later this week, I don't know, we could fill this gap right here and see more momentum. So yeah, we're getting a healthy sell-off. And guys, we started off the video with SoFi down 1.25%. Now we're down 0.9. It's recovering. So you guys see right here, maybe by the time you're watching this, it's up even more. But you're seeing it slowly starting to recover on the intraday. But again, be patient. Watch out for that 23.75 level. If it's able, like I said, to retake that point, we could be going higher, a lot higher. Who knows? And the all-time high, I'm sure you guys know, I think is around $28. Let me double check that. Yeah, $28.26. We're getting there. We're getting there, guys. And I don't know, maybe by the end of this year, we hit that. You know, if we end off the year on a super hot note, we might hit that. What do you guys think about that? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. You know, I mean, it'd be nuts. It's kind of a bold prediction, maybe not so bold, I don't know. But if we hit $28 by the end of the year, talk about a turnaround for a stock. One of the most epic turnarounds of the year. If we, even at this point, let's say the year ended tomorrow, this would be one of the most epic turnarounds for a stock if the year ended tomorrow. I mean, think about how much crazier it would be if we got to those all-time highs by the end of the year. That would be even more nuts. So that's a quick rundown here on SoFi, guys. Cooling off a little bit, rightfully so, and let's see if we're able to retake that 23.75. If so, we could be breaking out even further at that point. In my opinion, this is all my opinion, not financial advice, guys. Do your own research as always. So let me go over now these indexes as it's almost noon on the East Coast. S&P's up 0.25% right now, and guys, we're trading at all-time highs. We hit all-time highs on the S&P 500 this morning at, well, SPY, which is the S&P. It's an ETF that tracks it. It hit $646.19, and now we're at 644, whatever we're at. Yeah, 644. So we hit that high, saw a drawdown. Now we're starting to get a little recovery on the intraday. You're noticing that here on SPY and on QQQ, which, I mean, this was red at the start of this video. Now we're in the green again. So we're noticing a nice rebound on QQQ. Up 0.1%, not bad. And this also hit all-time highs this morning, 583. I mean, guys, this market's hot. I mean, this market is freaking red hot right now. And like I said, and I think I mentioned this in my video yesterday, maybe it was the day before, but historically stocks don't do that well in September. It's not guaranteed every September is going to be terrible, right? It's not always the case, but I feel like we could be setting ourselves up for some pain in September, especially if we don't get a rate cut. You know what I mean? I don't know. If the especially if the market ends off August hot, you know what I mean? If we keep on running here in August, it's only mid-August and we've ran up a lot already. If we keep on ripping, let's say NASDAQ gets to 590 on QQQ, SPY gets to 650, 655. Let's say if this keeps going, that's going to set us up. I'd be confident we're going to get a pullback in September if that were to happen. It could be setting us up for that. But we're not guaranteed to see that just because September is not a great month. It's not guaranteed. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Just like it's not guaranteed that we're going to get a Santa Claus rally or a big push during the holidays, as every year people expect we should or we will. Everybody's like, oh yeah, we're going to get a Santa Claus rally. Stocks are going to run. I mean, it happens a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. It happens a lot, but it's not guaranteed. So yeah, I mean, just a little prediction there. I think if we heat up even more here, guys, over the next 2 weeks, be careful in September, especially if you're trading. Have some hedges. Maybe put some puts on. I don't want to tell you what to do, but be mindful. Have some cash. You know what I mean? A little extra cash, even. For a pullback. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now, guys. And overall, stocks, I mean, they're just going bananas. A bunch on my watch list are moving. Chewy is up a good chunk, 7%, which this stock saw a big drawdown. Now it's actually breaking out again. Wait a second. Hold on. This looks really interesting. Chewy on the 3-year, if you zoom in, maybe on the 1 year, you'll see it even better. Yeah, look at this. I mean, this looks very good on the chart. On the 1-year chart, it hit $48, got way overbought. Let's be honest, it was ridiculous. Now we got a much needed pullback to about $33, and this thing's continuing to push. Looks like up 7% today on any news. I'm not seeing any news necessarily. Not seeing any news. Maybe this is just a technical breakout or just people buying up the dip because they're seeing what I'm seeing here, right? What we're seeing. So Chewy could gain momentum, no doubt. No joke. What am I saying here, guys? No joke, right? It could, but we'll see. We'll see if it's able to take out, let's say $40. I'm gonna get excited. I'm gonna get excited. So I'll set my alert there. For now, I'm glad I caught this on the video here, guys. What else is moving very quickly? We'll cover these stocks, guys. CCL is approaching a big spot of resistance at $30. Keep your eyes on that, 30, 31. That could be a breakout spot potentially. We do have a little triangle forming here on CCL, so I kind of like the way that looks. Pinterest is moving. I'll do one more. PINS is moving a little bit here. This tanked after earnings. Looks like kind of investors digested earnings. We're consolidating a bit, starting to move, but it's not guaranteed. Obviously, this will fully recover. It could easily be a bull trap. This little run we're seeing, and Adobe's one that I've been watching. I'm not in it. It's one that I've considered buying for years. never really did. But if this somehow falls through, earnings are coming up on the 11th. So 9/11, 9/11, Adobe's reporting earnings, right? So between now and then, or maybe shortly after earnings, if this falls through the floor, if you're noticing the stock chart here, guys, let me draw this out and zoom in to show you all. If this falls through 322, which it's holding on by a thread, 320, 330, right? That's where we held back in April. We're there now. It's crazy. This goes to show Adobe stock is weak. We're at all-time highs in the stock market, and Adobe is not. It's clearly at the lows from April, which that's insane, right? So Adobe struggling. If earnings are bad, which there's a chance they might be, the company's not doing well right now, or they're going through a transition, whatever. But if their earnings are bad, we might fall through the floor here. This descending triangle on the 4-hour chart could play out, and that might be my time to strike. That's where I'm getting at here, guys. It might be. I'm not, 100% convinced on buying a bunch of Adobe, but it's one of those that's on the watch list. You keep an eye on it. You're like, all right, you keep tabs on it, and if it gets low enough, you might take a stab at it. And that's kind of where I'm at with this one. Again, dude, look, if this falls through that low, 320, 300, we might be going 280, 275. That's where I'd be comfortable to start nibbling, adding, buying. Not at 400 plus, or when it spiked up, I was avoiding it. It recently got to 600 back in 2024. I was like, all right, I'm going to avoid it. And now it's opening up an opportunity again. We're getting close to where I was about to buy it last time. You guys might remember, back in 2022, I was going to buy it at 270, 300. At that time, it ran all the way to 600. I missed it. Now this time, I'm not going to miss it if it comes back down to the price I want it, which I think there's a chance. But we'll see. And with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap up the video. Smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Join the email stock newsletter. It's free, and if you want to keep up with what I'm doing in my portfolio, we're investing thousands of dollars a month. That's on Patreon down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch all you guys in the next video.